Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Okayama for round 9 and 10 of the Chazlington Touring Car Championship. Once again, you join us on a fantastic Monday night for some rallycross / touring car related action from the very slippery Japanese tarmac in Japan, of course. The track's been really hot so far in this session. The guys have been struggling quite a bit. Just going to turn it down a little bit. Yeah, the guys have been struggling a little bit with lap times by the look of it. But we have a capacity grid tonight. Not quite as many, actually, as the first round in the championship. But we have 14 cars entered so far. Here is Jake Blackhall then, with his teammate Ben Palmer just behind him. Ben Gregory has been the first car out on track at the moment. And very appropriately, because here are the championship standings. Ben Gregory leading the way from Jake Blackhall by 3 points, 128 to 125. 3 of those points, though, from Jake Blackhall, who's actually put it on pole at 3 of the 4 race meetings so far. The only one he didn't do that at, he wasn't actually racing at. Dan McCauley, 3rd on the grid for CQR Club. John Robertson, 4th. He isn't here tonight. Ben Palmer is, and he is in 5th. Magic Sakovic, I haven't seen him on the grid for tonight either. Well, Steve Burke not around either. Ashley Blake Hood is in 8th place in the championship. Josh Thompson, the only driver, one of 2 drivers in the series so far to take a double win on the night. The other man being, it was Jake Blackhall actually, the last round at Virginia. John Roberts rounds out your top 10 in the championship. You can see the rest of them cycling through there. Currently, it's this man on pole position, Ben Gregory. And here are the lap times on the left-hand side. John Roberts goes fastest in the Fiesta. Fantastic stuff. Josh Rayfield going 2nd. I hope you can hear me, because this music is very loud in my ears. But apparently, according to the equaliser, it's okay. Anthony Jacobson, good to see him back tonight in the Volkswagen Beetle. Also with Kip Stevens in the Subaru in this absolute mess of a last sector here. Look at all these boys together. And someone I want to give a quick shout out to is Niall Crowther, who is a friend of me and my brother, who is also supposed to be racing tonight as well in the Superbia in Proelia car, which, as some of you may know, is Manchester City's slogan. So they've got a slightly themed team going on there. And he's 6th in the session at the moment. He's quite new to iRacing, is Niall. He signed up a while ago, but he's not done a massive amount of time in the sim. Another guy to see back tonight as well, which is good, is Rob Lundgren in the number 9 Subaru for Boosted Motorsport. He's been doing a great job, actually. I think he was like 4th or 5th in practice as he runs it slightly wide there. You just got to try and control that slide. It's not easy to do. Dan McCauley, Jake Blackhall and Ben Palmer all sort of holding off by the look of it with their laps so far. Looks like Jake's going slow, keeping the tyres nice and fresh. Jacobson does the fastest, he doesn't do the fastest lap. It was McNally going up there. You'll notice as well on the left-hand side of the screen that we actually have the car colours on there tonight in the little strips down the side. Makes a nice little difference to it all. You can see the guys now, they're doing their laps, coming in the pits and then going straight back out. Ashley Blake Hood, not set a time at the moment, we'll go on board with him. And don't forget, of course, you get incident points in qualifying, that invalidates your lap completely. So you've got to be very careful, to be honest. Especially in these things, it's easy to slide. Look at all those guys on the left-hand side there on out laps. Everyone just going to be out lap, flyer, in lap. Niall Crowther currently the slowest car to qualify so far, only by 1/10 though from Billy Rose, so it's not like he's really struggling out there. Billy Rose, of course, racing for Northern Lights. Ben Gregory, championship leader, 9th at the moment. So here's a lap then with Ashley Blake Hood into turn 1. You've got to be so patient on the brakes. You can see a lot of dust on the track there, actually, where people have been cutting the inside of the circuit. And then rather than going left here on the Grand Prix circuit, you're going into a double right-hander, which cuts across into what would be the final sector. Tricky little left-hander here. It's so hard not to hit the curb on the inside and lose the rear as you come off the corner. As Blackhall and Palmer and Thompson and McCauley go 1, 2, 3, 4. CQR Club 1st, 2nd and 4th now with Josh Thompson for Thrustmaster Mivano. Ash Blake Hood around these very 2 tricky hairpins, just about carrying the momentum around there. Into the second to last corner, you don't want to cut too much of it on the inside because you'll get an incident point. Carefully you don't dip a wheel onto the gravel on the outside, onto the brakes. And the final corner, because it's downhill, it just goes away from you. The car washes out wide. Blake Hood then puts his foot down, across the line he goes. Let's see where he ends up on the grid. He puts it 11th with a 54.2. And once again, here is your current pole sitter, Jake Blackhall. He's been incredible in qualifying this season. And here is his championship rival, Ben Gregory, down in 12th, doing a very slow outlap to try and keep these tyres as fresh as possible. He's seen Jake and the other boys doing it, so he's going to be focusing on getting a good run. Out the last corner. There he goes. Josh Thompson goes fastest into the wall, of course, for Thrustmaster Vivana. There's Dan McCauley joining him as well. Brilliant. Here is championship leader then, Ben Gregory, onto a fast lap. Trying to keep it as smooth as possible. That's the key in these things. When it comes to lap time, you've just got to try and be as smooth as possible. But in the race, you just want to be aggressive. Ben doing a great job so far. He's going to run wide. That's going to be an incident point, so that's going to put pay to his lap, unfortunately. He'll be fuming about that. He's down in 12th at the moment. It'll be a real upset if Ben finishes down there in qualifying. He's only got 3 and a bit minutes to go, so he needs to just get what they call a banker lap in. Jake Blackhall's gone top again, 52.7. Brilliant lap that is. Jacobson 5th, McNally 6th. Great stuff from them boys so far. Anthony Jacobson really coming to terms with that Volkswagen Beetle, clearly. There's only a couple of cars not out on track at the moment. You can see McNally, Roberts, Rose. Ben Gregory goes up to 8th, even with the mistake, actually. And he's stopped the car again. We'll look at Anthony Jacobson. There's a couple of blue cars knocking about. Josh Thompson is apparently off the track. Ben Palmer 3rd at the moment. You can just see these guys just trying to get on the power as soon as possible. That's Niall Crowther sideways in the background there. Into the pits comes Anthony Jacobson then. Look at Ben Palmer, who's going to be racing at Silverstone this coming weekend in the Mini Challenge UK, supporting the British GT Championship for rounds 5 and 6. There's Dan McCauley in the Subaru. We haven't looked really much at this guy, Josh Rayfield, rounding out the top 10 at the moment for Northern Lights Racing. Adam McNally was telling me before tonight that he was going to absolutely suck in these cars. I was saying to him, you may as well turn up because it's guaranteed points, really, because the top 16 get points. And he was saying, I don't really care about turning up, I just want to have fun and go sideways. As Josh Rayfield has shown us there, beautiful drift. But McNally, 6th on the grid at the moment, ahead of Roberts, Gregory, Stevens, Lundgren. Lundgren's a surprise for me. Blake Hood goes 6th. Really good lap from Ashley there, 53.7. Where's Ben Gregory, though? He's got 1 minute and 10 seconds. And he's going very slow to keep these tyres cool. It's going to be one last-ditch effort from Ben Gregory, by the look of it. Rob Lundgren is a real surprise to me, as I was saying. He was right up there in practice. 52.6 from Blackhall is just an amazing lap. He's on another outlap then. So here come the final times of the session then, as these boys cycle through. Lundgren clearly doing an outlap there on a 59. The back end of the car steps out there when it slides, and that kills the momentum around turn 1. Sometimes it's a good thing if you can minimise the wheel spin, but you want to try and keep it smooth as possible. He runs wide there through the double right. Not quite what he'd have wanted. Roberts is just having a bit of fun in the background there, his teammate. You can see that Lundgren is really trying here to keep it smooth. Look at the amount of lock you've got to put on just to get the thing to turn. It's so easy for it to wash out wide and understeer. The session is coming to an end then, so this is going to be the final lap for Lundgren to show us what he's got. He gets his foot down, goes for the line. Look at the acceleration of these things. Nearly 600 brake horsepower in these little rallycross cars. And across the line goes Rob Lundgren. And he improves with a 54.0, but only to 10th place. Ben Gregory, Ninth at the moment. Out of the final corner he goes. Championship leader. Only a couple of thousandths between him and Lundgren. 2 places down. Sorry, Roberts, him and Lundgren. And Ben Gregory goes up 1 spot. 54.0. 8th on the grid for Ben Gregory. Jake Blackhall coming out the final corner as well. Dan McCauley just ahead of him. McCauley doesn't improve. Blackhall does. Wow, 52.591. What a lap from Jake Blackhall there. That's absolutely outstanding. You know what? It's so much so. I'm going to drag him in. Jake, just seen that lap improvement then. That was a corker, mate. I bet you're happy with that.
Oh, yeah, definitely happy with it. It's difficult there. I knew Josh was going to be coming with that, so I had to make sure I put the pressure on at the end and kept improving that lap every time I went.
Well, you did a smashing job of it, mate. And with the race about to begin, I'll leave you back to it, but well done on that one.
Thank you.
Teammate of mine there, Jake Blackhall from CQR. Lovely Australian lad. Knows what he's doing in these things, clearly. We see now then the grid for the first race of the night. Jake Blackhall, pole position. Josh Thompson alongside for Thrustmaster Movano. It's a CQR Club row 2 of Ben Palmer and Dan McCauley. Adam McNally and Anthony Jacobson. Great third row for those pair. They'll be happy with that. Ashley Blake Hood 7th, and the talking point from qualifying is Ben Gregory in 8th. John Roberts 9th alongside his teammate Robert Lundgren, so it's a boosted motorsport row 5. And then it's Kip Stevens and Josh Rayfield for Northern Lights in 12th. Following them is Billy Rose for Northern Lights Racing as well in 13th. Niall Crowther in 14th place, only a 10th back. And, yep, that is my brother, Matt Draycott, is 15th on the grid in the number 15 car. So, good to see that Matt's got into the session then. The Superbia in Proelia cars, which line up on the back row of the grid there. Hopefully, it's not too much of a baptism of fire for them. I'll have a quick look, see whether you can get a glimpse of those cars. Of course not, these cameras are terrible. Sorry, iRacing. Any second now then. We're just waiting for Kip Stevens. He did this at Lime Rock. We all waited around for him just before the race began. You can hear someone bouncing it off the throttle there. Getting the turbo to sputter about. Kip Stevens should appear any second now because it's been a minute and a half. He loves a bit of trolling, does Kip Stevens. Still people are bouncing off the limiter. This man's got a lot to do. Ben Gregory, starting from 8th. Oh, here we go then. The lights are coming on. And for the first time tonight in the Chazlington Touring Car Championship, they're away. Great bounce off the line as all the cars leave the grid. Gregory right down the inside. Thompson down the inside of Blackhall. Makes it through into turn 1. Looking further down the order. Gregory down the inside of Lundgren. Roberts has a tap from Jacobson. Everyone's seeming to get through cleanly. Billy Rose down the inside of Stevens there. Bit of contact. Oh, and Jacobson is around. Off he goes. Joining back on though, not losing too much ground. It's Josh Thompson leading the way then from Jake Blackhall. Ben Palmer is in 3rd. Dan McCauley 4th. McNally 5th. Blake Hood is up a position into 6th place. Lundgren is up into 8th, gaining 2 places. Anthony Jacobson's been the real loser of that start there. He's had a nightmare. Lundgren getting a tail out into the second to last corner. But away we go then. This absolute mad train of cars is getting on with it. This is the battle for the backmarkers at the moment. Kip Stevens ahead of the 2 Northern Lights cars, then the 2 Superbia cars, as we're going to call them, of Niall Crowther and Matt Draycott. Under pressure there from Anthony Jacobson in the background. Anthony going down the inside on the brakes. Oh, Matt struggling to get it stopped there and get it turned in. Here's Josh Thompson then, under pressure from Jake Blackhall as they go on to lap 2. And just behind them, Dan McCauley has got past Ben Palmer. Let's have a look for this manoeuvre. He's going to get it done down the straight into turn 1. I've just seen that Ben has actually had Dan back. Oh, Ben just runs wide. Here's the move getting done again. This is just as we left them. Oh, Dan just goes deep into the hairpin, unfortunately. And Thompson still leads the way then. 5th place for Adam McNally, though. He'll be very happy with that at the moment. Doing a sterling job. Ben Gregory's up to 7th. Rob Lundgren up to 8th. Great battle here going on with him and his teammate and Kip Stevens. As they go into turn 1, bit of a rub between the two teammates, then it unsettles Lundgren's car, they make contact again, and Kip Stevens will be laughing all the way to the bank as he goes past the two boosted racing cars, sorry, boosted motorsport. And the Northern Lights cars of Rayfield and Rose go past Roberts as well, they'll be hating that. Niall Crowther just behind them there, we go on board with Niall now, you can see the field filtering their way through. Fastest lap of the race for Jake Blackhall, 53.1. Just have a look at the gains on the left-hand side of how people are getting on. Kip Stevens, oh, Niall's gone straight on into the left-hander, he's locked it up, and off he goes. Kip Stevens right on the back of Ben Gregory now, though. He's got some pace in these cars as Kip. Got to give him that, he's been alright to be fair. He turned up at Lime Rock and I thought he was just going to have a bit of fun with it, but I think he actually gained the most places in the race, so fair play. Blackhall and Thompson switching positions for the lead. There was actually a switch before that as well, I think. Oh no, they only swapped temporarily. But Jake maintains the lead. Palmer now closing in on Thompson in third place. John Roberts apparently going off track in the background. Oh, Ashley Blake Hood a little bit out of shape there in the background as well. But all this pressure from Stevens and Lundgren is not helping Ben Gregory to catch his championship rival, Jake Blackhall, who will definitely open up a big gap in the championship if he wins this race. Looking a bit further down at this battle. Oh, there's Rob Lundgren giving it loads of style points. There's some great battles going on, to be fair. Jacobson behind Billy Rose. Here's Niall Crowther and his teammate Matt Draycott. Just trying to get used to the cars, these boys. They're just using this as a sort of sighting round. It does say number 15 on the sim, but Matt didn't join the league until a few minutes before the race, so it will say number 26 on the car. Back to the front then, and not even a third of the way through the race yet. We're only 4 minutes in, and Jake Blackhall is still leading it from Thompson. Great scrap from these boys. Of course, all being members of CQR in one way or another, they all battle against each other a lot, so I'm used to seeing these boys fight. Oh, Kip Stevens, and oh, he's around. Gets the car going again. He's right in front of Billy Rose. Oh, he nearly made it around him, did Rose. Roberts goes off. So does Jacobson. We'll have a quick look at what happened to Kip Stevens there. Let's have a check. Does he get in contact? He's going with Ben Gregory. Oh, he's going to hit that wall. Yep. It's a good thing damage is off. He gets his foot in. Oh, he gets a tag from Lundgren as well. Doesn't really worry Lundgren too much. Let's go on board with Billy Rose. He goes round Stevens. He nearly makes the corner, but the contact just turns him. Really unfortunate for Billy Rose there. Gregory now is off to chase after Ashley Blake Hood. Billy Rose, with that, actually did his fastest lap of the race, apparently. Stevens now down 2 positions, unfortunately. He's got a bit of work to do. There's a lot of blue cars towards the back of the field, so blue clearly not the colour to have if you've got a red or an orangey sort of coloured car. They seem to be doing okay. I hope you are enjoying the stream tonight, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, me and these guys. It's an absolute pleasure to bring this madness to you. I organise this single-handedly, do the stream on my own, and I love it. Absolutely love it. May not have the most viewers in the world. It may not be the most famous thing, but it's good fun, and these boys enjoy it too. Josh Thompson sending it down the inside of Jake Blackhall. He gets on the handbrake to make sure he doesn't make contact. Really good stuff from Josh there. Great awareness. But it's given Jake a bit more of a lead now. He's nearly a second in front, and Palmer is only 7/10 behind him. So it's nice and close here. Got a good scrap going on here between Billy Rose and Anthony Jacobson. Going on the gearbox of Jacobson, you can see, well, that's just the difference in momentum. If you get a good run off the corner, you can see how careful they have to be on the brakes and mid-corner to make sure that the car doesn't step wide or get a bit of oversteer. Looks like Jacobson has got that done and run away with it. Oh, John Roberts is coming in the pits. He's the first car to pit. Of course, if you don't know, these fuel tanks will not last the 15-minute race. So these guys do have the option to fill up. A lot of them don't tend to take tyres just to save time. So John Roberts is the first car in the pits. And what's going to be funny is that I haven't briefed my brother and Niall on this. So they may not make it to the end of this one. I do apologise, boys. Here is your race leader, Jake Blackhall in the Fiesta, ahead of Josh Thompson, Ben Palmer. Dan McCauley, who was the championship leader after round 1, slowly gone back down the order slightly since then. No major issues for him though. There's a big gap back now to Adam McNally in 5th place, but he's doing what Pete Newman did really at Barber, sort of under the radar for this race, doing a fine job. Josh Rayfield, biggest mover so far, 3 places gained, up to 9th. And we've got a great scrap going on here between Ben Gregory, Ashley Blake Hood and Rob Lundgren. And they're all trying to get the power down as best as they can out the left-hander. We'll just bring up the track map on here so you can see. We'll highlight John Roberts with a green circle. There he is, just coming down the main straight into turn 1. He's not too far behind the rest of the pack, but here's the leaders coming over the line. And Thompson really is closing on the back of Blackhall here. Jake, bit of a slide on exit. Josh has really got the control nailed in this Subaru. We'll go on board with him for a moment. It's the Aussie versus the driver from the Isle of Man. Look at the understeer, it's just horrific. The amount of lock they've got to put on, it's no wonder the tyres are shagged by the end of this race meeting. Lap 10 though, 8 minutes gone, so just over halfway. Oh, Josh is wide on the grass. And he's overshot the second to last as well. It's going to kill his momentum and his run into the final corner. Still doesn't get a bad exit. There's no incident limit, so he doesn't have to worry about going off there. Just got to be very careful. Just hitting the limit as they get to the end of the straight. Behind him though, Ben Palmer still in 3rd, Dan McCauley still in 4th. The top 5 actually haven't changed positions in this whole race since the start. As Dan McCauley overdoes it and loses his time to Ben. This is still an ongoing battle here. Gregory and Blake Hood together, nearly making contact. Rob Lundgren's going to be laughing watching this. I'll go on the nose cam so you can see it. Ben is looking really racy here. Oh, a bit sideways from Rob Lundgren. Nice bit of car control around the left-hander. Into the right hairpin. Oh, Gregory's trying to get his nose down the inside. It looks like he's got it. Look at the run off the corner from Ben Gregory. Nicely done, son. Gets it lit up and off he goes. That is the move for 6th. Oh, he's got a tap. Good thing about these cars is you can save it. Lundgren's going to take advantage of that. Blake Hood backed out of it though. That was nice of him. And Matt Draycott has passed Niall Crowther. Not sure what's happened to Niall. Matt nearly goes into Billy Rose there as Billy's doing a bit of a drifting demonstration in front of him. Billy into the pits. Or is he? Well, not quite. He tries to be. Nearly gets in the pit lane. Go on, Billy. Get it done. 2nd car to pit then so far. Oh, there's a change for the lead. Josh Thompson. Well, there you go. That's white. Jake Blackhall comes into the pits, clips the wall on the inside, gets it stopped as he goes into the pit lane. Palmer and McCauley also coming in. So is this going to be the ideal time for these boys? These don't have pit lane speed limiters either, so you've got to be very careful as you come in. Ben Gregory's in, Ashley Blake Hood, Rob Lundgren, everyone coming in now at the last second. The whole field. While Josh Thompson is still out there. He did this at Barber. He was the last car to pit. And he still won the race. Thanks very much, boys in the chat. Mucho appreciate. We'll keep our eye on Josh then. Into the pits he comes then. Looks like the Superbia cars ahead have realised that you need to pit. Oh, I think Matt overshot his pit there. Let's have a look where the other boys are. So Jake Blackhall's going around the second to last corner already. little bit sideways there. Anthony Jacobson, one of the last cars to pit as well. So here is Jake Blackhall. And there is Josh Thompson. So Jake keeps the race lead. And Niall Crowther and Matt Draycott here are going to be right in the midst of it as the leaders come through. Ben Palmer still in third. Oh, I don't know whether there was contact there with Billy Rose. But Billy's letting these boys by nice and cleanly. Ben's gone wide. Billy's doing a bit of a drift. Nearly clips the back of Dan. Chaos ensues. Kip Stevens is up to 5th place. I'm not sure whether he pitted early. No, he hasn't pitted actually. That car's on very low revs. I don't think he's... I'm not sure whether he's just fuel saving or he's not going to make it. We'll have to see. But that'll promote Gregory to 5th at the moment as Adam McNally... Oh, he's in the wall! McNally and Roberts are both around on the back straight. There they are together. Oh, there's just a bit of a bounce just as they run wide. McNally loses it after the accident as well. Real shame for those boys. But look at this fight for the lead now. Thompson all over the back of Jake Blackhall. We've only got a minute and a half to go now. Josh trying to carry the momentum around the outside. Jake uses the nimble little Fiesta to get it pointed on the apex. Look at them both trying to get on the power as soon as possible. You just see what happens there when Josh tries to get his foot down. It just washes wide. And it can be a real nightmare. This has been a great drive from Ben Gregory, to be fair, to get back up to 5th place. I wonder if Kip Stevens is trying to make this last to the end, you know. Because surely it's only going to be another lap for him. Well, it's not quite a minute a lap, so I reckon these boys will probably have another lap after this one. Still battling away. They're side by side nearly. Oh, they're so close to contact, and Jake's sideways. Bearing in mind Jake is in Australia, I think that might have had something to do with internet connection there. But Josh lets him have the place back very kindly. Really nice of him. And the battle continues. Niall Crowther there just getting out of the way of the other two in the background. That's Ben Palmer and Dan McCauley. Good drive by Gregory this, to be fair. Back up to 5th. From 8th, Stevens loses another position. He's gone off track, but he comes back on. I think the car's run out of fuel. Yep, it's conked it. But this is the scrap then. Is this going to be the last lap of the race? It's not. So we've got one more time round then for these two. Jake Blackhall against Josh Thompson for the race win. Josh is on the power much earlier. Jake is just defending it on the inside. Onto the brakes, that Fiesta properly nosedives. The livery really sort of emphasises that. Josh tries to get the cut back, doesn't quite work. Jake sticks it on the apex once again, on the power early. It's the boat versus the little flea. Jake comes over to defend. Josh goes back to the optimal line, round the outside. He's sideways and he's off. And that puts pay to it for Josh Thompson. Is Ben Palmer going to come through and take a place here? Just doesn't get it done. Oh, he sends it down the inside. Josh is around. Palmer, no. I don't know whether Josh will be happy with that, to be honest. McCauley goes through into 2nd place. But your race winner for race 1, so his 3rd win in a row in the championship, Jake Blackhall. Fantastic result for Jake. And Ben does slow down, to be honest, to let Josh through. That's really good of him. He doesn't have to worry about the cars behind, because that's Niall Crowther down in 12th place. There is Josh crossing the line. And Ben about to send him into oblivion, but just gets out of it. Matt Draycott there, just in front of Gregory. Billy Rose finishing in 13th, Draycott 14th. Ben Gregory finishes 5th. Ashley Blakehood in 6th. Rob Lundgren there, crossing the line with style in 7th place. And Anthony Jacobson has run out of fuel. He'll be absolutely gutted. John Roberts has gone past him. Adam McNally. Here comes Adam with a massive drift. He'll be happy we're getting this on the stream. Go on, son. Scandi flick. Doesn't quite get it as sideways as we'd like. There you go. They've made a complete mess of Okayama. But there they are. Where's Josh Rayfield then in all this? His teammate's giving him a push. This is Billy Rose. Kip Stevens is there on the hill. Ben Gregory is going to push Kip Stevens. Here's the sportsmanship of the year. This is why we love this sort of stuff. Oh, there's a bit of a... I'm not going to say the L word. Here's the Northern Lights cars helping each other out. Billy Rose here pushing Josh Rayfield to get his 11th place, because Billy's a lap down, so doesn't need to worry about it too much. Oh, he's... oh, no. Oh, he's turned him as they come onto the straight. Absolutely gutted for him. Well, as that all goes on then, here are the results for race 1 of the night. Jake Blackhall taking the win for CQR Club. His teammate Dan McCauley eventually finishing second after that incident with Josh and Ben. Josh still getting a podium though, we'll be happy with that, with Ben just behind in 4th place. Then it's the other Ben, Mr. Gregory in 5th. Really good recovery to be fair after not the best qualifying. Ashley Blakehood in 6th, nice consistent result for him. Same with Rob Lundgren as well, he'll be happy with 7th place. John Roberts finishing in 8th with Adam McNally in 9th. And Josh Rayfield rounding out the top 10. The rest of the cars are a lap down. That's Anthony Jacobson, Niall Crowther, Billy Rose, Matt Draycott, and Kip Stevens. By being 2 laps down, is not going to be eligible for the reverse grid. So it's that time then where we're going to get a nice little Excel formula up. And the bottom half of the field will be 8th to 14th that are eligible for this reverse grid. I'm going to do 3 calculations of it using Excel or Google Sheets to get it. So the first one is number 10, then it's number 10 again, then it's number 11 and 13. So Billy Rose will be on pole position for race 2 tonight. We're going to go to a bit of an interval, but if you join me in about 10-15 minutes time, we'll be back for race 2 of the evening. Don't go away. How good is this song? It's called See You by Ixon, if you don't know. Pop it in the chat. There you go. Obviously don't leave, stay here, but, you know, you'll see. It's just absolute corker of a tune. Thanks, of course, everyone for joining in tonight. I'm really, really appreciating your company, and, of course, I hope you're enjoying it. It's really good fun for me to do. The guys love it, and well, if you are interested and you are on iRacing, then do let us know. Any sort of form, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, just search for Chazlington and you'll find me on there. So get in touch if you are interested, and we'll hopefully see you on the grid at some point. So just give us a few more minutes and we'll get the next race started. Oh, this'll get you going. Enjoy this one. I hope you enjoyed the screenshots, by the way. All edited by yours truly. I've got to give a shout out to Rob Lundgren. He's just told me he's not from the Netherlands, so sorry, Robert. I'll change your flag for the next one. And because he asked, well done, Dan Macaulay, on second place in that one. You did very well. Rob Lundgren's from Sweden. I thought he was German. I'm sorry, Robert. I'll sort it out. Don't you worry. The session is loading up now, everybody, so we'll be back on track in just a few minutes' time. Don't go away. Welcome back then to Okayama for race 2 this evening in the Chazlington Touring Car Championship. We have very overcast conditions at the moment. It's still warm though, so it must be quite humid. The eagle-eyed among you will notice that in the little section that you see on your screen there, I'm joined for race 2 of the evening by my CQR teammate Morgan Butler. Morgan, how are we doing, mate?
Good, thanks yourself, Chaz.
We are very, very good, mate. And apologies for not being able to get you in the second race, mate. But
It's alright.
you get to see it from the madhouse up here in the commentary booth. We can currently see the Northern Lights racing cars going a little bit mad down the straight. How have you found this series so far, Morgan? We haven't really discussed it that much, to be fair, but you were obviously in the first couple of rounds, but other commitments meaning you couldn't race in the others. But what have you thought of it?
The first few rounds were, well, brilliant fun. Absolutely loved them. Always close racing with people you'd never expect to be racing closely with. Like every other series I've ever been in with a lot of these drivers, Blackhall, Macaulay, Palmer, Sakovic, all these people that would usually be 2-3 seconds quicker than me, being able to have close racing consistently over an entire race, and brilliant.
And of course, the shorter tracks as well aren't really sort of seen that often in the iRacing service, and it's good to give them the exposure, don't you think? That's the sort of reason I try to do it anyway.
Yeah. Like often you'll have some of these in like the rookie things, like rookie MX5s, production cups, things like that. But apart from that, you don't really see them any later. Like as soon as you're out of rookie, you stop really seeing the short track. It's always good to go back to them and have a blast.
It certainly is, and of course, we want to bring our attention to that. Ben Gregory having a massive off at turn 1 at the moment. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, Morgan did say to me beforehand that he was what we would call ghosting in this one. Basically, you can watch a race and essentially drive around as a ghost, not make contact with other people. Are you on track at the moment, Morgan?
Not at the minute, no. I can jump down and be your eyes from the road if you want.
To be fair, mate, you'd probably still manage to get taken out by one of these boys. They're smashing into each other that much. That
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, indeed. Right then. Unfortunately, we've lost 2 drivers. Niall Crowther of Superbia in Pro Elia, and his teammate, my brother. My brother's having issues getting into the session, and Niall's internet has gone down the shitter, to put it bluntly. So, yeah, that's the end of that, unfortunately. We have the grid then for race 2, just about to show up here, which puts Billy Rose on pole position alongside Anthony Jacobson in the privateer Volkswagen Beetle. Josh Rayfield is 3rd on the grid for Northern Lights Racing. Adam McNally 4th for Excite. He had a great first race until that incident with John Roberts, who is 5th, alongside his teammate once again, Rob Lundgren, in 6th. I've changed his flag this time, can you see? Ashley Blake Hood is 7th, who apparently doesn't have a nationality. Ben Gregory is in 8th. Ben Palmer and Josh Thompson make a very interesting 5th row of the grid in 9th and 10th, with Dan McCauley in 11th, Jake Blackhall in 12th. And Kip Stevens there, as you can see, he didn't finish on the lead lap or 1 lap down in the last one, so he's 13th. And here we go then. The lights are off and away they go for the second race of the night already. Billy Rose leading the way for Northern Lights Racing into turn 1. Rob Lundgren going down the inside of McNally, who locks up. There might be a bit of a mess in the background. Thompson, Palmer. Oh, Jacobson is on the inside, I think. Jacobson is off,
Lundgren
so is
off
Stephen.
as well.
Yeah, it's all the blue cars here, Morgan. They've all absolutely shagged it. Oh, there's contact between Macaulay and Thompson as well. Josh Thompson.
With all these blue cars going off, it's probably the best I didn't race with all the blue on mine.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Josh Thompson had a bit of a smack then as well. Let's have a quick check of what happened with him. Oh, he goes into the back of Gregory, who uses John Roberts as a brake. Macaulay shoves it down the inside. Palmer's in there as well. That's an absolute fuckfest, to be honest. Absolute mess. But McNally up to 2nd now, chasing down Billy Rose. Josh Rayfield is 3rd. Ben Gregory 4th. Fighting for a championship lead, of course, at the moment, Morgan. Do you reckon he can hold on to it tonight? Jake did amazingly in race 1.
Ooh, I don't know. It's going to be close, especially with Jake with the pace that he's got. It's going to be a very tight one.
Oh, down the inside, Josh Rayfield tries to make it a 1-2 for Northern Lights down the inside of McNally at turn 1. Robin Wingmere as well. There's a bit of a nudge on the exit. Macaulay's got past Gregory behind them. Bit late on the brakes there. Rayfield on 2 wheels. Somehow McNally tucks back in front. Ben Gregory and Ben Palmer are going to start scrapping behind. Ben gets a good overlap. I mean Gregory. I don't mean Gregory. I mean Palmer. He's absolutely wrecked it.
Oh, Palmer's
Blackhall.
had him there. It looks like Blackhall's gone through with him.
Jake has just turned Gregory through that left-hander. He's not going to be too pleased with that, is Ben. Championship rivals as well, of course. It's not subtle. Blake Hood there with apparently Jacobson's off the track. There you go. He's got Thompson very close behind him. So Josh has got a lot of work to do now, Morgan. But Billy Rose leading the race at the moment, starting to run away with it a little bit.
Well, looks of things, if he keeps this pace up, I imagine will it be his first win of the series here?
It will be, yeah. Well, I said that. He's run wide at turn 1 and McNally's had him. And Palmer and Blackhall have just disposed of Josh Rayfield in the background. Ben Gregory's chasing him as well.
And again, you have got McCauley on the back of McNally. And if McNally puts a fight up, I can imagine Billy getting away pretty easily.
It's both of the Mooks at the moment, McNally and McCauley. And yeah, Dan McCauley, I'll put the gains up on here. You can just see how much the field has moved around already. Jacobson down 10 places, McCauley up 8, Blackhall up 7. So great work by the CQR boys so far. Might have, of course, had something to do with that incident at the beginning. They sort of used Josh Thompson as a battering ram, didn't they, really?
They usually do, from what I've experienced.
Yeah, he's not wrong, ladies and gents. Within the CQR practices that we do, it's a bit of a mess as McCauley tries it down the inside of McNally, who's all over the back of Billy Rose now. McCauley flashing in and out. He's not disqualified, don't worry. There's no incident limit. Down the inside, McNally goes on Billy Rose, and he's going to get the race lead from it. Adam McNally for Excite Energy iRacing leads this race. Ben Palmer there trying to get the move done on Dan McCauley now. Jake Blackhall coming through as well. Oh, there's a bit of contact between Palmer and McCauley. Do you reckon Jake's going to benefit from this here, Morgan?
Oh, Jake will absolutely benefit. I know what Dan and Ben are like together. This can end one of two ways, and both of them end up pretty badly.
Yeah, both of them end up with both of them being off the track. It's just whoever goes off first. Great scrap for the lead, though, between these boys. Look at this train. Josh Rayfield only a little bit behind. He's got Ben Gregory giving him pressure in 7th place. Blake Hood in the background taking a very scenic route out the final corner. Lundgren having a fight there as well. Don't forget, he's Swedish. Oh, he spun it. He tried to get on the handbrake and turn it in, and he's just spun it by slowing it down, unfortunately. And he's killed his momentum. Oh, he's going to put it in the wall. He's around again.
Oh, Dan with a bit of contact there on Billy. And now he's dropped back behind Palmer.
Ben trying to keep the momentum there. Still side by side. Great scrap. This is what we want to see, though, isn't it? It's proper, as me and Christian Rose would say, proper blokes racing, this. It's elbows out, balls to the wall, and of course with no damage being on, it's a bit of an added bonus because these things are usually made of paper, aren't they?
Usually, yeah.
It's good to see that you can rag him about a bit. Ben Gregory has got past Josh Rayfield now. He'll want to chase after Jake Blackhall, and those CQR boys ahead of him will go on board with Ben Gregory for a lap. Jacobson coming in the pit lane. We're already 5 minutes through here, actually, Morgan, so nearly a third of the race gone. It's very dark out there as well. Just on board with Ben Gregory right now, and it's so dark you can barely see going ahead. So grim, but it's still hot, so it's still slippery out there.
It's starting to look a bit like the north, this. It's grim up north, and that's how this weather's looking right now.
Oh, that's Billy Rose.
Inside that.
We'll go away from Ben Gregory's on board and we'll have a quick look back at that. Let's see what happened then. McCauley putting the pressure on.
And Blackhall in the pits by the looks of things as well.
Oh, and McCauley just went to get his nose down the inside. Just tipped Billy Rose through the corner. Billy did a great job of maintaining the slide, to be fair. As Morgan says. There's Thompson going down the straight. Blackhall in the pits. That's an early stop for Jake. There's a couple of guys in there. Robertson, Lundgren as well, both coming in the background. But Adam McNally still leading the race at the moment, doing a fantastic job. He does have Dan McCauley for company. And then Ben Palmer another second back. It's a very mixed field so far, I think, is the right term to use. Morgan, wouldn't you say?
Incredibly. It's not usually sort of what you would expect from the field, but that's just what this racing brings. You never really can put money on who's going to win.
Rayfield struggling to get the car control around that hairpin at the moment, but Gregory now has Josh Thompson right on his heels.
There's Palmer in the pits as well.
Pit lane reporter Morgan Butler there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thompson really starting to put the pressure on. Now Ben Palmer in the pits, as like you say. Thompson.
I'm expecting a classic send here.
Oh, he's rubbed it up the inside and he just gives Ben, a bit of a shoulder out of the way as they make contact there. The two wheels just sort of clipping each other as they slow it down. Thompson trying to get stuck in now around Lundgren. Oh, Lundgren's putting Rayfield.
I personally would say from Josh that was a beautiful send through that corner there. Some classic Josh Thompson.
There was a bit of a touch on Rayfield as well there. Gregory's benefited from it. He gets a little bit of a tap from Lundgren, I think, behind them there. Lundgren a lap down. But Josh Thompson somehow up to 4th place in this race now, Morgan. I don't quite know how he's managed that, if I'm honest with you, without sort of overlapping in the pits or anything. That's great driving. Palmer is actually ahead of Blackhall as well. Out of all the cars that have pitted, Palmer is the highest placed at the moment, so he's the yardstick for those coming out of the pit lane. Adam McNally has lost the place to Macaulay into turn 1. They're still side by side. Oh, McNally's put him in the wall. I think
he will not be happy about that in the slightest.
No, I think... I don't know whether Dan ran him out of room there. We'll have a little look. As they go wide. I'm not really sure. There was about a car's width, though, to be fair to McNally. Dan gets it going again. He's still in 2nd place. Well, he was. Josh Thompson just overtakes him as we come back to that shot of him. Billy Rose is apparently off the track. Oh, he's on his side. What's happened to Billy? Billy's jumped back to the pit lane, unfortunately.
Let's have a look what happened.
He's been there a while. He's been off for 14 seconds, so let's have a look when he went off the track. Where is he? He's with Dan Macaulay. Oh, Dan just turns into him, yeah.
Looks like he's turned in on Dan there.
And it rolls him over.
That's what I thought of that there.
McNally's still leading the race then, not pitted yet. Josh Thompson chasing him down. Ben Gregory 3rd. Great stuff from those boys. Here is Josh in the Subaru. Dan Macaulay in the pit lane. Just coming out of the pit lane. Ben Palmer has gone through, so has Jake Blackhall. The sun's coming out a little bit now, Morgan, so we've got a bit of a sunsetty setting, I think. I don't know, just poor wording, but a bit of a golden look to it now. As Blackhall really putting the pressure on Palmer here, and this may actually end up being for the race win, don't you think?
I would imagine so, because you've still got, is it McNally, Thompson, Gregory and Rayfield all left to pit. So I can imagine once they've gone in, it's going to be another CQR 1-2, I would have thought.
And Blackhall down the inside of Palmer there. Ben gives him plenty of room. Jake down the inside, gets ahead. Maybe a bit of a favour from Ben there. He's not usually one for doing favours on iRacing. The sort of favour that Ben would consider, I reckon, is just turning you down a straight or something. But
usually, yes, in my experience.
He's a very quick driver though, isn't he? As he shows in real life as well. Ben Gregory hasn't even started leaving the pit lane yet. And Blackhall and Palmer have gone past. Down the pit lane he goes. Where's he going to be in relative terms to these boys? Oh, he's quite a while ahead of anyone there as Ben Gregory. Kip Stevens has gone through. Don't know whether he's going to be fuel saving. Not sure whether you caught the end of race 1 there, Morgan, but he ran out of fuel, unfortunately.
I did catch just and saw the end of it. Yeah. Trying to go to the end of the race is a very, very bold move. I'll give him that.
He used to try it in the Euro V8 supercars as well, to be honest, and he actually pulled it off in one of those races. I think he finished in like the top 3 by just fuel saving all the way through. It was quite amazing.
Oh. He obviously knows what he's doing there.
Yeah, indeed. Josh Rayfield is in the pit lane at the moment for Northern Lights. He's having a good race, still up in 3rd. He may lose the positions to Jake and Ben, as he's just about to, because he's not stopped in his box yet, unfortunately. Right at the end of the pit lane as well. But here's the battle for the lead. Josh Thompson chasing down Adam McNally, and he's pushing very hard because he's wide there. McNally, though, doing a fine job so far, Morgan. Really, really chuffed for him in this one, because before tonight, I was just saying earlier, as he overshoots slightly in the pit lane. Oh, he's kept it out. He's kept the car out.
Ooh. This is either going to be in favour or not, depending how long Thompson is in the pits and depending how long he'll be in the pits when he comes back through on the next lap.
I think he did that to avoid getting an unsafe pit entrance, you know, because he ran wide. So he's done it to avoid the penalty. Will the car last on fuel, though? We'll go on board.
I imagine so. Fuel doesn't go down too quickly when I was driving these.
It's just they've got very little of it to begin with, haven't they? Palmer and Blackhall have gone past Thompson.
I mean, fingers crossed he can get that car back.
It looks okay at the moment. Be interesting to see where he comes out, though. Thompson is apparently out of the race. What's happened to Josh Thompson? He's disappeared.
It's coming up on my screen saying that he's manually disconnected.
Really
Same
not
as
sure
Ben
what's happened to
Gregory.
Josh.
Also apparently left the race. It's saying here.
Very confusing stuff. Yeah, Josh just disappears. That's very strange. We'll go back live. McNally is just going down the pit lane. Ben Gregory, yeah, like you say, he's out of the race apparently. So
now,
real upset.
Now McNally doesn't need to worry too much about leaving the pits here. I think he'll be... I wouldn't have thought Josh Thompson will be overtaking him in this race anytime soon.
No, definitely not. As McNally then comes out in 5th. Josh Rayfield not too far behind him there, but Jake Blackhall now is en route to another race win as it stands. And that's going to be 4 in a row. So that's going to be 2 race meetings in a row where he's put it on pole and won both races. That's just unheard of. And of course it'll be a CQR 1, 2, 3. And Jake's obviously done this from the back of the grid as well, from 12th on the grid.
Someone I think maybe needs to... Someone needs to check if you've actually got a Ford Falcon engine in that car.
Yeah.
Let alone the paint.
It's unbelievably quick. Just over 2 minutes to go then. Ben Gregory, I can't believe he's out of the race. I'm really not sure what's gone on there. Real shame. Josh is... Oh, Josh Alt F Ford apparently. He's just put in our CQR chat. He says that he got done in the pit lane, so rather than get some points for bringing it home, he's gotten on. Oh, Lundgren's around just in front of Jake Blackhall there. Gets it going again. Kip Stevens up to 4th place here. 9 places gained. What a great drive he's having. But again, it looks like he's trying to fuel save because he's not on pace here. He's 2.4 seconds off the leaders last time round. Adam McNally is coming up to overtake him here. Adam really not wanting to hang about though. Kip Stevens is really holding him up here. McNally down the inside. Into the last corner, gives Stevens a little love nudge on the way through. And off he goes Adam McNally. Dan McCauley is there in 3rd place. So as it stands at the moment, bit of a tame one now that it's spread out a little bit.
Obviously a good result for CQR though.
Yeah, of course.
Another 1, 2, 3.
Ben
Just wishing I
Gregory
could have been in there to have hopefully got a 1, 2, 3 and 4.
Yeah, indeed. Would have been the dream for us. I'm just trying to check something. I do apologise. Mr. Gregory is apparently unhappy. We'll have a... I don't think he's about to have a word with him afterwards. But we just see Dan McCauley then. Chasing down his teammate Ben Palmer. Jake Blackhall still leading the race. We've got no one really that close together, to be honest. If you look at the track map, these are probably the closest cars together at the moment. Josh Rayfield chasing down Kip Stevens. Josh using all of the road. And you can see Kip there fuel saving down the straight. Josh goes past him like he's not there. Anthony Jacobson will be doing the same very shortly, I imagine. In 7th position. Yep.
I'm maybe starting to believe that fuel saving isn't quite worth it in these cars, especially not over a 15-minute race.
No, it doesn't look that way. Kip Stevens, I think the car's conked it again.
Now, if these were maybe, I don't know, maybe even half an hour races, I think that would be a good strategy. However, not for just quarter of an hour.
No, but 4 from 4 for Jake Blackhall. He's going to be very happy with that. The perfect night for Jake. Pole position, 2 race wins. And the Aussie will be a very happy boy. Dan McCauley and Ben Palmer smashing into each other across the line. All fun and games. Billy Rose crossing the line there in 11th place overall. Adam McNally 4th. What a great result for him. Josh Rayfield top 5. He'll be happy with that. Anthony Jacobson 6th place indeed is a good result for him. Ashley Blake Hood giving it some style across the line there as well. John Roberts doing the same in the background. It's our usual finishing spectacle here, Morgan, of an absolute mess. Smoke everywhere, dust all over the place, sparks. No bits off the cars because damage is turned off, but what a great night for Jake Blackhall. He'll be absolutely over the moon with that.
Some brilliant driving there, like.
The most Geordie thing
until
that
I've just
Morgan's
watched
ever
him.
done. Yeah.
I have just watched him put him in the wall there. I have just watched him do that, but we'll forget that. He's won 2 races. We don't need to worry about him crashing there.
No, definitely not. And for the second and final time tonight, here are the results from race 2. And what I've done is I've gone to start the song that I normally play, and it's not started, so hopefully... There it is. Jake Blackhall wins race 2 of the night. Ben Palmer and Dan McCauley, almost identical times across the line there in 2nd and 3rd. A CQR Club 1, 2, 3. Adam McNally is 4th with Josh Rayfield in 5th. Great result for Josh there. Anthony Jacobson, good return for him as well, finishing in 6th place. Ashley Blake Hood crossing the line in 7th, ahead of John Roberts in 8th. And then everyone else wants a lap down or more. That's Kip Stevens in 9th. Rob Lundgren in 10th, he's from Sweden. Billy Rose is 11th. Ben Gregory is not classified, and neither is Josh Thompson. So very important for those pair tonight. No points coming out of the second race for those. Real shame, unfortunately. What we'll do then is we'll bring in someone who had a bit of an eventful evening tonight. We're not going to bring in the very obvious one, but we'll bring in Billy Rose. Billy, how are we doing?
Hello.
How was that? That was a bit manic.
Did you see any of the... Well, did you see what happened to me in the second race?
We didn't, but... Oh, yes. Yeah, we saw that you...
Me and Dan, I don't think best of friends anymore.
No, we'll... just having a... Oh, yeah, just seeing you punt into the back of him. I'm not sure whether that was that was after the race. It was.
I think that's after, but I wanted to get my revenge because apparently he doesn't know what brakes are, or racing lines for that matter.
Well, it's a good thing damage is off, I suppose, isn't it, really?
Yeah, exactly, I'll tell you, because my car wouldn't have kept going after what happened to me.
Well, it's a shame to see the incident, buddy. There are a few people I'm going to give a slap on the wrist to tonight. There's been a bit of mad driving, but was it as fun as the other rounds are still?
Yeah, I think this is probably the best track we've had so far for the drifting, because the way the layout is just easy to get the rear end to go out, and you can the little tight hairpins are nice. They're fun to get the rear end out. But for racing, yeah, no, it's good. It's a shame because I was running in first, and I was hoping to do well until Dan came up behind me and did a very ambitious move and it didn't work out. So yeah, and then his rejoin wasn't I don't know whether you saw the rejoin that he spun out in front, and then I went down the inside and he decided to flip my car upside down, so I was stuck then.
I don't think we didn't catch that, but yeah, we'll I'll certainly have a look back at it. And
you should definitely have a look back at it, because I'm definitely not on all 4 wheels anymore. Literally, I'm stuck. I said to Josh, "Can you come flip me round?" I realised he was too far. He was already gone past. I was like, "Oh fuck!" Sorry.
That's all right. Well, we saw. We did see the car on its side and wonder how it got there. We saw the incident, but then well, I'm in a bit of an awkward position now, but I'll give one of the boys a slap on the wrist. Me and Morgan will go and have a word, won't we, mate?
Oh, definitely.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed it either way, though, mate. It's been great to see you out there,
having you know it.
Having good fun, and we'll see you next time round next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week, definitely.
I don't know what track we're at because I'm dead professional.
How many rounds have we got left, Chaz?
There are 4 rounds remaining. The next one is Summit Point, Jefferson.
That might be interesting.
That's a free track. I had that one.
It's going to be
everybody's going to be there like, yes.
Well,
but I'm just going to say, because I'm not here the following week, 2 weeks, so I'll miss out on the last couple of rounds, basically.
Fair enough then. No worries. Well, I'm sure we'll do it again. I'm happily going to be trying to do this again, so it won't be the last time, don't you worry.
Alright, awesome. Sounds like a good idea. We'll try some different cars out this time.
Indeed. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before you go, mate?
Just the team as usual. They're the guys who keep us going. Shout out to Northern Lights Racing as well for the weekend, for the 24 hours. Both teams got the cars to the finish, so yeah. So that's it really. And you guys, Chaz, for setting this cheeky little naughty series up. Bit of fun. So makes Monday a bit more fun. I look forward to it always after the weekend.
Glad you enjoy it, mate. We'll speak to you next time.
Awesome. See you in a bit, mate.
Cheers, mate. Billy Rose there of Northern Lights Racing. What we'll do is we'll bring in someone who I interview very often. It's Mr. Adam McNally of Excite Energy iRacing. Adam, how are we, mate? You all right?
Good evening.
How was that?
Been fun.
Yeah?
I probably enjoyed it.
Well,
What's to enjoy about going sideways?
Well, that's very true. Well, it looked like you got a bit more stuck in than in previous rounds as well. Just having a quick look at your battle with Dan, where the incident put him in the wall. So I imagine it was good fun to have those sorts of battles, though.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, it makes a change. Just having some fun, having a good bit battle. Doesn't matter if he gets spun out. Really, like I said, it's just all about the fun.
Yeah, it was nice to see as well in the chat after the first race, of course, that you and John both apologising to each other, and no, there was no sort of hard feelings or anything. It was just one of those incidents, really, and it happens with these cars when they wash around.
Aye, definitely. It's so easy to spin them and lose them. Like after we had made contact, I lifted off, and it just sent the car the opposite way.
Yeah. Well, well done in race 2, though. It was good to see you get a decent result out of it. 4th place in the end. You've got to be happy with that.
I need to sort them pits out. I can't believe I lost it coming into the pits.
Yeah, we saw that, but to be fair, mate, we were just glad that it made it all the way round to the end as well, because I was worried that you were going to run out of fuel or something with the extra lap, so at least you made it.
Yeah, so was I. But like I said, it was good fun. I knew I was going to suffer, but I couldn't believe I was like 6 seconds behind when I come back out.
Yeah, no, it's a bit tough sometimes, isn't it? I keep forgetting the name of it. It's Jefferson next week, Summit Point. What do you reckon to that?
Should be a good laugh again. Any track in these is a good laugh.
Well, hopefully we'll see you there, mate. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just a big shout out to all our sponsors. Excite Energy. I don't think I'll be getting a call to race their Fiesta anytime soon. Motorsport Days Live, Prio Premature Baby Foundation, Lux Sim 24, and the Racing Mentor.
Good stuff,
that's
mate.
it.
Smash it.
Right, thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll see you at Jefferson, mate.
Aye, thanks for a good night.
Cheers. And just to finish off the night, Morgan, what we'll do is we'll bring in our 2 teammates. Star of the night, Jake Blackhall. Jake, you've got to be over the moon with that, mate. Perfect night for you again. 2 wins and pole position.
Yeah, it was a good night. The car was gripped up and had a lot of pace, so just had to keep that going. Josh put up a good fight in race 1, which really stretched me in that one. Then race 2 was just all about getting through all the mayhem at the start, lap 1, and then just picking them off. And then as soon as I saw that the battle was getting a bit heated up front, I was just said straight away, as soon as I could put fuel in the car, I came in the pits and got my stop out the way, which put me into clean air, and then just pretty much gained the track position that way.
Well, it seemed to work very well for you. Dan, bit of a crazy night for you. A couple of incidents here and there. Decent results, though. You've got to be happy with them as well.
Yeah, I'm happy enough to finish on the podium in both races. Get some points again after missing last week.
Yeah,
Apparently the second race was quite interesting, but I don't know. I quite enjoyed race 1.
Yeah, a couple of incidents in the second one of which you know of, with a Mr. Rose ending up on his roof. There was an absolute mess at the start, though. Talk us through that, because it was hard to see from where we were, because it was quite a low camera.
I mean, I got a good jump, and then seeing Josh go in a bit hard, so I thought, oh, well, I'll follow him because there's going to be a gap. And then he went in a bit too hard, got into the back of Gregory, and then a gap just opened up on the inside, so I kind of barged my way through it, to speak politely.
Well, I'm not really sure. I've not done the championship points yet, but obviously this night will have been a very good one for the pair of you. And of course, Ben didn't finish the second race either. I believe he was quite frustrated with what was going on. So we'll have a chat with him afterwards, of course, and anyone that was involved, because we do want to keep this fun. We don't want people being annoyed, and it is obviously difficult in these cars sometimes. So we'll see what comes of all that. But in terms of the series overall, are you both still enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I love it. Yeah, there's been a lot. I think also the update, hopefully, there's a new update. Obviously, iRacing coming out next week, but hopefully there's a little bit that they've done with the springs that hopefully will help the little bit of contact that does happen and sends cars flying onto their roof, etc. So hopefully that helps a little bit with this as well, because it's a great series, and it's only that little bit where the little bit of contact can just throw someone off, but it's still fun and absolutely enjoying it.
Love it. And you, Dan?
Yeah, it's a really, really good concept. I didn't think it'd work as well as it has, but it's been great fun. It's all because the tracks are so short, the lap times are really close, and it means you can fight with people you wouldn't normally.
Yeah.
So yeah, good.
Cracking. Well, it's been a pleasure, boys. Anyone you want to give a quick shout out to before we let you go? No, okay.
I'll give a shout out. I was waiting for Dan, but he won't. So
I was
obviously,
waiting on
big
you.
shout out. Oh well, that's all right then. Too polite here. What are we doing? Yeah, massive shout out to obviously CQR, everything they do, and obviously all my personal sponsors and what they do for me. Obviously, Night Ride Designs on the car, and also Fenatech for helping me out a little bit as well recently. But yeah, massive shout out to them, and hopefully we can keep this up for the rest of the season.
Cracking. Well, thanks very much, boys. pleasure as always, and we'll hopefully speak to you next time round.
Catch you in a bit.
Cheers.
Teammates Dan McCauley and Jake Blackhall there. Morgan, final words from you, mate. What do you reckon to the commentary side of things?
It was alright. First time I've ever done it, like, so I was bottling it a little bit, I imagine. But I mean, I don't really have the voice fit for commentary, I'll be honest, like. But oh well.
Well, I think you did fine, mate. In all honesty,
It's good to hear.
It's been a pleasure to have you. Albeit only for race 2, but either way, I believe it's nice payback for not being able to get in the race, I suppose.
A little bit, yeah.
Next week, though, Jefferson should be very interesting. These cars. It's a very narrow track, but you'll be there, won't you? You'll be out there.
I'd like to hope so, yeah. I'll probably get a bit of practice done tonight, you know, get myself back used to the car again, and then we'll see what happens.
Cracking. Well, from Morgan and from myself, thank you very much, everyone, for watching tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring the second round of the championship to you, and hopefully we will catch you next time round at Jefferson. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.